This is the brand new Stepcraft, hot off the presses, comes out today, and I'm gonna show you 5 reasons why you might want a CNC in your wood shop. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you how you can win one of these guys. Let's dive right in. Number 1, and this might be my favorite, tool drawer organizers. I have a piece of plastic that I know is exactly 10 inches wide by 14 inches long. I will set this on the floor and place my tool on here. Then I'm going to take my camera and take a photo, making sure all 4 corners of the plastic are in frame. I've imported my photos into the computer. I've got them open in Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, there are great alternatives. There's this website called Photopea. It looks like a Photoshop clone and it's all web-based, has almost all the same identical tools and layout. Not sure how they get away with it. I own the Creative Suite because this is my business, so I'm going to use Photoshop and Illustrator today. So I'm going to choose the perspective crop tool, and then I'm going to draw around the white plastic that I have. Then I'm going to move the corners to the corner of the plastic, and what this is going to do is fix any perspective, and is going to crop it down to the 10 by 14 inch piece of plastic. I will hit enter, fix perspective. I need to do this with every single photograph. We've got 10 of them, so I'm just moving on to the next one. Once we have all of those cropped to perspective, we can save all of them. Now you actually can do all of this in Photoshop, but the next stages are just easier and more familiar for me in Illustrator. So once you're in Illustrator, you can import all of those photographs, change the size of those photographs to match the size of that plastic background that we use, and start tracing everything out with the pen tool. Once you have all 10 items traced out, you can then change the artboard size to match the drawer size and start rearranging until you find something that you like. You can save this, import this into VCarve, set your tool paths, and export that out to the machine and start cutting your drawer organizer. You could probably do all of this in VCarve, just one piece of software, but I'm using what I'm familiar with, and then I prefer to use VCarve to set my feeds and speeds and send that to the CNC. I am cutting this out of this pink purple. I don't know if that's pink or purple. You decide. Foam insulation. I like to use this because it's fairly inexpensive and it's a great test piece. Whenever I'm cutting something out on the CNC and I just want to make sure all my dimensions are great, this insulation foam is perfect. I might end up using this as my final piece, but you could also cut this tool drawer foam on the CNC as well. I should mention, cutting insulation, it's so light and fluffy, it's gonna make a mess. It should drop in there. Just like so. That worked out really well. A couple of adjustments that I would need to make if I was going to cut this out of real foam, but I think I'm just going to use the pink insulation. It's nice and cheap, it's easy. As I add more tools, I already have the file that I need. I can just easily modify that. And now for my favorite method is router templates. So now I have this template that I can keep at the router that has different radii on each corner here. And I've got a piece of walnut double-sided tape to this. So now I can get perfect round edges here at the router every single time. So now with the pattern bit in our router, we got a perfect radius on our workpiece. With the CNC, you can make a ton of router templates to speed up your work process. Precise tool setup jigs. Let's say I want to set the fence on my joiner to a certain angle that I know I'm going to repeat over and over again throughout the years. I can cut this out and then use that to set up my fence. Lock that down. I can always keep this on hand and always go back to that cut. But my favorite tool setup jig is over at the table saw. Let's say I want to cut a 12 segment ring. I cut out this tool setup at a 75-degree angle on the CNC. I can place this up against my blade, angle the miter gauge, lock that down, and cut segments all day. And then that is dead on balls accurate. For myself, I would make a template for 12 segments, and I would also do another one for 24, and then maybe a couple in between, and then just keep that with all my table saw jigs for insanely accurate tool setup jigs. This might be your favorite reason to have a CNC in the shop, and that is personalizing your work. This is just a simple V-carve with a 90-degree bit using Times New Roman. It only takes one pass, quick and easy. And my fifth reason, which is definitely my favorite, is precise cuts. Let's say you need to make a shape that needs to be an exact size. You can do that with a CNC, obviously. I am going to cut a speaker front and I need 2 perfectly sized circles in there. What better machine than a CNC to do that for me? Perfect. That's just 5 things. There are dozens of more reasons why you might want a CNC in the shop. Maybe you want to get into production, repeatable things, saving yourself time in the shop while the CNC does one thing and you could do something else. There are lots of things CNCs can do that you as a human couldn't do. For me, the CNC complements the other things that I do in the shop. For me, it is not a replacement for a human. I still like making manual cuts at the table saw and at the miter saw and using a router, and then I like to use the CNC for things that I couldn't do by hand. For you, maybe you don't have room for an entire shop. I'm pretty lucky that I have the space for all these woodworking tools. Imagine if you just had a CNC. You could use the CNC to flatten your boards, to joint your boards, to do cross cuts and rips, and to route. It could replace your bandsaw. The CNC could actually be your entire shop. Like I mentioned at the top of the video, this is the brand new offering from Stepcraft. This is the new revised D600, hot off the presses. Just came out today. You have a couple of different options when it comes to the table. I have the aluminum one here. You can get it pre-assembled, or if you want to save yourself a few bucks, you can assemble it yourself. We are giving one of these away over on my Instagram. So if you're lucky enough to see this video in time, head on over there. You got to like my Instagram page, you got to like the Stepcraft Instagram page, and you got to leave a comment. That is going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. As always, be safe, have fun, stay passionate, and make something.